Ever wonder what that weird tab under your gear shifter is for? Or why does your key fob suddenly reach across a parking lot if you hold it near your head? Believe me, most folks, including you, probably, are driving around every day without a clue about the hidden tricks built right into their car. Hello everyone, this is Scott from CarLandTV. It's time to hop in the front seat because today, I'm running down the hidden car features that'll make you feel like your ride's been holding out on you this whole time. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now, buckle up, and let's get back to the video. Feature number 1. Extended key fob range, an emergency backup key. Let me reveal to you a little trick I've used in crowded parking lots more times than I can count. Have you ever hit the lock button and heard nothing? Then you raise the fob up to your chin and try again, and boom, your car responds. That ain't a coincidence. It works because your body, mostly made of water, acts like an antenna and extends the signal. It's not voodoo, it's actual physics. I've tested this plenty. From maybe 30 feet normally, you can get close to 85 feet of range using that trick. But that's not all. Most people don't know their fob hides a physical key inside. Look for a release switch or a small latch. Pull it, and you've got a mechanical backup key that can open the driver's door when the fob battery dies. Some cars even have a key slot hidden under a plastic trim cap near the door handle. It's one of those things you want to learn before you get locked out at 2 a.m. in the middle of nowhere. And while we're on the subject of things hidden in plain sight, I want to pull you to the hood. That's our next stop. Feature number 2. Color-coded engine caps. Pop your hood and you'll notice a few caps in bright colors, usually yellow, blue, or red. Those colors aren't just for looks. They're telling you, plain and simple, that you can touch them. Those caps are for basic maintenance points like engine oil, which is yellow, windshield washer fluid, which is blue, and sometimes coolant, red or orange in color, depending on the make. That's your DIY green light right there. Now the rest of those caps? I mean the ones that are gray or black and don't look inviting? Leave those to the pros. Transmission fluid, brake fluid, or anything that says pressurized. You mess with that without knowing what you're doing. You could damage the system or worse, hurt yourself. Trust me, I've seen folks burn themselves thinking the coolant cap can be opened when hot. Even automakers like Toyota and Honda lean into this color code system. It's a quiet way of saying, you got this, or back off, bud. Knowing the difference keeps you safer, saves you from dumb mistakes, and earns you real respect when you pop that hood with confidence. And if you're driving at night with someone riding your bumper with high beams, that's where the next feature comes in handy. Feature number 3, anti-glare rearview mirror. You've got someone tailgating you with their brights on. Happens all the time, especially out on the highway. Now, most folks forget there's a simple fix sitting right in front of them. That little tab under the rearview mirror. Flip it, and the glare's gone. That's your manual day-night mirror doing its thing. It uses a prismatic glass design to angle the reflection, so instead of blinding you, it dims the light bouncing off your eyes. No tech, no wiring, just physics, simple and effective. And if you've got a newer car, you might have an auto-dimming mirror instead. These use sensors and electrochromic glass to adjust the brightness on their own. Some even darken side mirrors too. I've seen it on trucks like the F-150 and SUVs like the Lexus NX. Whether it's manual or digital, this feature helps reduce eye fatigue and keeps you focused. Now while we're still up top near the headliner, check the sunglass holder. If you've got a family car, it might be doing double duty. Feature number 4. Conversation mirror. Up by the sunglass holder, you might have noticed what looks like just another piece of trim. But give it a press, and out flips a convex mirror that gives you a clear view of the back seat. It's called a conversation mirror, and it's built into a bunch of family-oriented vehicles like the Honda Odyssey, Toyota Sienna, Ford Explorer, and others. This isn't some gimmicky baby mirror. It's wide angle, doesn't distort too much, and lets you keep your eyes forward while still checking in on kids, dogs, or rowdy passengers. I've used it on long drives to keep things in check without constantly flipping around or adjusting the rear view. What's great is that it's subtle, doesn't take up much space, doesn't interfere with your main mirror, and it tucks away clean when not in use. It's one of those quiet little upgrades that you only notice once you've had it, then you miss it in every other car. Next up, feature number 5, fuel cap holder hook. Alright, next time you stop to fill up, take a second and look inside your fuel door. You'll probably see a little plastic hook or tab molded into the door itself. That's not just a random design quirk. It's a fuel cap holder, and it's there for a reason. I can't tell you how many folks I've seen just let the cap dangle off the tether or, worse, set it on the roof. That's how dirt and grime sneak their way into the threads or gasket, and that stuff ends up messing with your fuel system over time. Me? I always hook the cap on that holder. Keep it off the ground, out of the way, and clean. A dirty or loose cap can actually trigger your check engine light by messing with fuel pressure or evaporation seals. Some newer cars are even sensitive enough to alert you the second it's not seated right. It's a small detail, but it shows your car was actually designed with that little bit of care. And now, so are you. Now, speaking of problems when things don't go right, let's say your battery's dead and you can't get the car out of park. There's a fix built in, and it's one most drivers never knew existed. Feature number 6, shift, lock, release. When your battery's shot and the car won't shift out of park, most folks panic. I've had this happen more times than I'd like to admit. But there's a manual override built right into most cars. It's called the shift lock release. Look near your shifter. You'll usually see a little plastic square. In fact, it might not be labeled. Pop it open with your key or even a pen cap. Underneath is a button. Press that down while holding the brake, and you'll be able to shift into neutral. This feature is a lifesaver if you're stuck in a garage, need a tow, or just need to move the car without power. It's built into everything from older Hondas to newer Toyotas. It's one of those hidden tools your car gives you, but never really tells you about. Feature number 7, air recirculation mode. You know that little button with the circular arrow on it? Most folks press it without even knowing what it really does. That's your air recirculation mode. And I'll tell you right now, if you're not using it right, you're wasting fuel, wearing out your cabin filter, and letting smog creep in. When you hit that button, your car stops pulling outside air and instead keeps recirculating the air already inside the cabin. On hot days, this boosts your AC efficiency by about 10 to 20%, depending on your setup. It also keeps out pollen, pollution, and exhaust, especially handy in city traffic or when you're behind a diesel truck. But don't keep it on all the time. You'll want fresh air every so often to avoid stuffiness and fogged-up windows. So yeah, this isn't just a random button. It's one of the smartest moves you can make behind the wheel. Now let's check the dash. That little snowflake light? It's not just decorative. Feature number 8, icy road alert. You're driving along, and suddenly, a little snowflake shows up on your dashboard. Most people ignore it. But that symbol is your car telling you that road temps have dropped to around 37 degrees Fahrenheit or below, which is a prime territory for black ice. I've driven in winter states where this warning can mean the difference between cruising and skidding. Some cars go a step further. On Volkswagens, for example, that snowflake flashes when temps get dangerous. Others, like newer Mercedes and BMWs, change the color of the icon depending on how cold it is. If you're in a connected vehicle, it might even ping real-time alerts based on GPS and weather data. The roads might look dry, but that light's a heads up that things could get slick fast. Let's keep things rolling. Feature number 9, hidden storage compartments. Not every car hides storage the same way, but a lot of them have clever pockets tucked where you'd least expect. I've seen compartments under rear floorboards, beneath seat cushions, even inside center armrests that pop open in 2 stages. Some Jeeps, like the Grand Cherokee, have deep bins under the cargo floor. Trucks like the Toyota Hilux and Ford F-150 sometimes have hidden trays behind or under the rear seats, and the Infiniti G35 has a stash spot tucked right behind the cup holders. These aren't just gimmicks. I use them for emergency cash, first aid kits, backup flashlights, even a spare pair of gloves. Some are water-resistant, others are lockable. If you're hauling gear or want to keep valuables out of sight, these hidden compartments are gold. Problem is, most folks never check their manual or explore the cabin enough to find them. Next time you clean your car, take a few extra minutes to dig around. You'll probably find something useful, and maybe a mystery receipt or two. Now, let's talk about ventilation. Not the AC this time, but how to drop all your windows at once without even getting inside. Feature number 10, remote window control. Ever get hit in the face with a wall of heat when you open your car door? Happens all the time during summer. But here's something most drivers don't realize. Their car can vent that heat before they even unlock it. On a bunch of models, think Toyota, Mazda, Volkswagen, even some Hondas, you can lower all the windows remotely just by holding the unlock button on your key fob. Some older vehicles use the physical key. Turn it and hold it in the unlock position in the door, and down go the windows. I've used this trick more times than I can count. It dumps all the hot air fast and lets the AC work less once you start driving. Just know that not every trim supports it, and on some models, you've got to enable it in the settings menu. It's one of those simple features that feels luxurious once you use it. Now, the next time you're at the pump in a rental or unfamiliar car, keep your eyes on the dash. I'll show you a quick trick that saves the guesswork. Feature number 11, fuel gauge arrow. You've probably done it. Pulled up to a pump, guessed the wrong side, then had to circle back around like a rookie. But right there on your dashboard, next to the little gas pump icon, is a small arrow. That arrow points to the side your fuel door is on. It's not just on newer cars either. I've seen it on everything from mid-2000s Hondas to brand new Toyotas and even some pickups. It's been around for years, but hardly anyone notices it until they're shown. I can't tell you how many times this saved me when driving rentals or dealer cars. That quick glance tells you exactly what side to pull up to. No more second guessing, no more getting out and checking first. And finally, feature number 12, remote start tricks. A lot of modern vehicles come with a remote start built in, but automakers don't always make it obvious. Instead of a dedicated button, it's often a sequence you've got to know. With Toyota, Lexus, and Mazda, it's usually press lock twice, then hold it a third time. Some BMWs use a triple tap on the lock button. Other brands might tuck the function into their mobile app or require a setting to be enabled in the infotainment. I've used this feature to warm up my truck in the dead of winter and cool it off before climbing in during summer. It preconditions the cabin and even starts the heated or ventilated seats if your car supports it. On some systems, it also keeps the doors locked, so it's safe to start while you're walking over. One thing to watch: some remote start systems are disabled by default and need to be activated through the key fob or setup menu. It's a quiet luxury that's already sitting in your pocket.